Hello and welcome to History Gets Real podcast. I am your host, Greg Goetz. Now, I wanted to take this time to introduce myself and give a little bit of a background on my history and my credentials for presenting this podcast. I am 30 years old. I recently received my bachelor's degree from National University in history, and I have been studying history inside and outside of academic institutions for almost 20 years now. I graduated in 2010, went to school for a few years, dropped out, joined the Navy for a few years, got married, and then I finally went back to school to finish my degree. So in that time in between school, I was actively reading and researching and stuff like that just because I really enjoy history. It is a fun subject. And while not a lot of history is fun, there have been some terrible things that have happened in history, it is still enjoyable to read about, to see how far we've come and, how we're able to get past some of these roadblocks that have been in our past. Now, as I said, I was in the Navy for 5.5 years. I was medically retired due to being diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. I am in remission now. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Yeah, whatever. I am a father of two. Been married for 4.5 years now, and my point behind this podcast, I have spent so long trying to find an enjoyable podcast to listen to that details history. I have found a few that I enjoyed, but sooner or later they end up getting a little dry and boring, and that is no fault to the authors of that podcast. It is not easy to sit down and talk about these things in an energetic way. But as a podcaster, you owe it to your listeners to do your best to make it an energetic and lively listen, and I want to do that. I want to share these stories and these happenings with you in a way that you can get some enjoyment out of it, because I enjoy reading it and I want to share that excitement and enjoyment with you. So I hope you enjoy the podcast. Now, to get into the episodes, my first few episodes are going to be very near and dear to my heart because they are going to revolve around my capstone project that I did for my degree. My capstone is basically the bachelor's equivalent to a thesis, just to put it in layman's terms. And I want to go into detail about this subject with you all for the first few episodes because it is just a topic that is near and dear to my heart. I put a lot of time and energy into writing this paper. I ended up making a 27-page research paper about it, and I loved it. I enjoyed every minute of it. It was hard work. I was burnt out after I was done, but the reward of a good grade and a well thought out research paper was enough for me. So I want to share this topic with you guys for my first few episodes just to get us started. So give a like, give a subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoy these podcasts, and thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Take it easy.